Good morning and welcome back to yet another bow review, and today we talk about Hankyus from Sarmat Archery. You know that they are now on the market since I think 4 or 5 years, and they developed over time quite a bit, and they have now different length and different, so this is, when you see this one here, it's a little older model. It's the 68 inch. And here it has a max draw of 32 inches, but it always depends on the poundage. We get to this in a second. Then we have the new version, it's this one here. So you know that they are bamboo ash, you know Sarmat bows, and you know the Hankyus. So now you see this one is the same length, and you see that they have now a slight different curvature. So as you see, Sarmat is always improving a little. The behind one is a new one. They have a bit new of this whipping here. The handle here was normal leather, here it's suede, but for the rest quite similar. So this one, because of the poundage, this is the 68 inches, has 24 pounds and has a max draw of 33 inches, so a little more than this one. But we put the old one away. Today it's not about only the 68 inch one. Today it's more about the comparison between the 68 inch and the 71 inch. Because the 71 inch in a low poundage does 35 inch max draw, which is quite something once you start shooting. And when you see them now compared to each other, just this little bit longer, but draws 2 inches more in this poundage. First of all, what do we get? From Sarmat Archery, the Hankyu is a designed Japanese bow, obviously, bamboo wood lamination. The length is 68 or 71 inches. Poundage is, let's write it down quickly, this one is 24 and this one is 23, 24, 23. So you can have this both from 18 to 49 pounds, and then it starts with the short one. If you get it from 18 to 25 pounds, it has 33 inch max draw, from 26 to 39, 32 inches, from 40 to 45 pounds, 31 inches, and from 46 to 49 or 50 pounds, 30 inches. So you can have this one in 50 pounds and it still does 30 inches. This one on the other side, the 71 inch. From 18 to 24 it's 35 inches, from 25 to 30 it's 34 inches, from 31 to 39 is 33 inches, from 40 to 45 is 32, and from 46 to 49 or 50 is 31 inches. So even this one in 50 pounds, you can still draw 31 inches if you want a heavy poundage. But of course 50 pounds at 28, so it will get quite something at the end at full draw. For me and for this Shihan Matto, how we do it, 23 pound is fully enough. You shoot heavy arrows, it's not about the speed, it's about slowing down. What you need to know is that usually Yumi is made that the string doesn't run directly in the center of the bow. So they have always a slight offset. That means when you look from the back, then you see the string running on the right side of the bow. So if you don't tell Sarmat anything, they will make it like this one, and the string runs in the center. Means you could shoot right or left hand, which in Japan they don't do. They only shoot right hand with their Yumis. But of course you can order it that the string runs a little more to the right side and it's flush with the right side of the bow. So when you have the arrow on, the arrow will not point away from the bow because the string is over there, so you shoot way more straight. So this is center, and this would be then off center. So I would always order it off center, and then it depends if you right or left hand. I would take it with the string on the right side of the bow. Makes your life easier, and is, as said, it's like it is supposed to be. Doesn't matter, you know, this bow is simply 7 1/4. Now let's string this beauty, and it's for all Hankyus. You can order them with the string centered or off center, so keep this in mind, make your decision wisely. Ow. Stringing of these bows is quite easy. Of course, they don't have a high poundage, so you don't even have to string them like a Yumi, because you still can make it with a step-through method. The other bracelet is a little shorter, 6 and a little bit, 6 and a quarter. 350 for the small one, 435. And the arrow pass is wide. It's like the complete width of the bow. It's 29 millimeters on the long one and 28. So it's roughly 28 millimeters. Doesn't matter. They shoot with torque, but we get to this in a second. So this all out of the way, let's draw the bow. And of course these bows look a little different when you draw them. They bend forward, so the whole handle, you see that the whole handle is bending forward. So this is this slightly weird thing of asymmetrical Japanese bows. So this bow does 33 inches. This arrow is 33 inches. Easy, 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 easy. Nice. But 35 inches, this arrow is 36 inches. And it's quite lightweight carbon arrow. So look at this. Killed it. Makes sense, at least for me. Inches, of course, you usually don't have the arrows in your belt, but you know, it's simply for the video purpose. So one thing, how to hold your bow. I mean, you can hold it as you want. This crease here, where the finger starts, is on the right side of the handle. And then you hold the bow. When you draw, you develop this friction, this torque in your hand. And when you let go, the bow should spin. Yugeri, or whatever the name is in Japan, I don't know. And of course you can do all your meditative styles and shooting slow, but we don't do this right now. So I shoot simply thumb release. Later on we try something different. So, and then you draw back to 33. I prefer doing it like this. With the Yumi, you would do it like this, and the longer the bow, the easier this Yugeri is to perform. I try it now, okay, for you. It's a little short for it. So for this one, I prefer simply, and it doesn't matter. You know, it's simply shoot how you feel like. You draw, and I like to do it like this, and then you stand like this, and it's really a nice feeling to do it with this bow. Now I got new arrows from Sarmat Archery for my Hankyus, and I need to show you quickly there. So look at these ones. They are 1.8 meters. They are quite long. I mean, in Shihan Mato they even shoot 1.40 meters long arrows, but as they want. You have this nice wooden nogs with a sinew or some rep here. Not sinew, some rep. Really, really nice. And the fletching, they are so pretty and still affordable. And 1.8 meters bamboo shafts. This is simply awesome. Sarmat is awesome. The handle is made, it's in the front, it's squarish, so you really can hold it like this. You wrap your fingers around and then you get your torque done. And these bows don't mind this torque. So this bow is a little longer. Now, of course, I can't come to full draw with this arrow. This arrow is too long, but 35 inches, I roughly know where it is. Look at this. This one already rotates a little nicer because it's longer, but this movement is made for the Yumi, which is more than 2 meters. And then it's easier to do. See? And this rotation is necessary because you get the bow out of the way. So some think katra or yugeri is theatrical, and what did I read last time in comments, and cosmetic and whatever. Everything you do after the release is just not effective. Why should they do it then under center shot? I think it's necessary for a bow like this, but we talk about this later. What it's all about for me is the slowing down you know, doing your whatever you can do. There is not really one rule in Shihan Mata. They simply shoot like they want. They should pinch draw, they aim. For me it's almost like Kyoto, so you simply prepare your shot, push, pull, breathe while you do it, and then let go, and come back and shoot the next one. But you saw this already in my other reviews and pro reviews. So what do I think about 33-inch draw versus 35? Nice, does the job. But with 35 you have a little more flexibility. You don't have to draw 35, but you can. Look at this, and then the bow is a little longer, feels a little more like almost Yumi. And then it's different feeling. So I would get 71-inch low poundage, which does 35 inches. It's just for this meditational way of shooting. Just nice. As you might know, in Japan they use this special glove for it. I forgot the name now. And this glove has here a groove and a leather padding. And then they simply hook the thumb in, so they don't really hook the thumb around the string. They hook this groove in. The thumb is almost pointing forwards. Then they draw back. And then while they rotate the wrist gently, the string gets out of this groove and then it shoots. I try not to simulate this with a shallow hook thumb ring. I never did that before, but it's interesting to see if it works. I try directly with the long. So here you simply, like with the shallow hookers, you know that you put the thumb almost straight and the ring rests on the middle finger. Now let's see, how does this feel? See, and then you do this, and then you don't release on purpose. A little tricky in the beginning, but I think you get the feeling for it. So, shallow hook thumb ring for a bow like this would almost make sense. See, I stand here, and then I simply rotate my wrist until with this one it doesn't work that nice, but we have others. We have the shallow hook. This is the new one from Alibo. Forgot the name. Shallow hook, and even if it doesn't fit properly, it's still fine, and it's a quite massive shallow hooky. Let's see what it does. The groove is not so deep, so it's first of all a little more tricky to set up. And let's see what it does. It feels like slipping, so. Nope! See, and then you're surprised by the shot. We need to do that again. I had once a Yumi and a glove, and the feeling was the same. Completely unpredictable. So with this glove of a Yumi, you really need to practice a lot. And the same here, you need to get used to how you hold it, that you have this locked. But then I simply rotate a little and the arrow goes off. So it's something interesting to practice with, at least for me. I will practice with it. So you have your shallow hook, you know, only like, you don't see it most probably. You rest this whole piece on your middle finger and the thumb is almost straight. So you don't hook your thumb around. You don't have the string, you know, doing all these fancy moves, which causes your arrow to wobble. Should result in a straighter arrow flight with more energy, because you don't lose all this energy. You need to get used to the thumb ring. So with the short one it's fine too. But let's see, we have more thumb rings. Oh, so that was the new one. I still need to do a review of this one. This is the old shallow hook from Alibo. Is a little. Oh yeah, it's quite a bit, a little deeper. Let's see if deeper is better. And when you see what one of these shallow hook thumb rings is compared to a glove, you can buy 4 or 5 of these thumb rings. So look at that. Yes, feels nicer, but we're not done yet. Ow. What I else have is this Fu Hao ring, I think it's called, from UN Archery. Has quite a steep groove in it. I mean, it's almost like a cylindrical manju. Let's see what this one does. I know I need to do a review of this ring too. So this one feels a little, I don't know. You need to get used to it. It's quite a massive ring. But I guess once you get the hang of it, oh, that's nice. So you have here a nice hook, you turn it out and then the string leaves this groove. Works nice. I don't release, I simply rotate my hand a little and the release happens. That's interesting. So for now, this Fu Hao ring here works the best for me. Look at this, safe feeling. Then I simply rotate my wrist a little, like they do. Nice. Of course, measuring the speed is not the most useful thing. So these arrows are from Fairbouw, Netherlands, and are 550 grain or 600 grain, and the bow has 24 pounds. 111. As I said, it's not about the speed. 116. 107 with extreme heavy arrows. And now the 71 inchy with this heavy and long Sarmat arrows. 102 was not full draw. 140 was more like full draw. I didn't measure. And I have these carbon 36 inches from Nijora. They are more lightweight, 500 grain I think. 144. What you get with a little lightweight arrows. And the bow doesn't mind. 131. So this is what you get out of it. So it's not a speed monster by any means, but you get a decent speed with lightweight arrows. First time shooting 30 meters with the 68 inch with heavy arrows, so most probably you need to compensate way for it. But as said, for me, Shihan Mato distance is 8.20 m and it's fine by me. But just in case you want to see what it does. See, heavy, so you really need to shoot ballistic with these heavy arrows. That was too high. So it needs a few shots until you get used to it. You know, the 71 inch with the heavy arrows. I mean, you can already tell arrows are way too long. Why would you want to shoot long distance with it? But it's simply to show you that these bows are capable of. See, feels directly better. Yeah, get there. Ooh, and one lightweight one. most probably I need to compensate downwards. And as you can see, and which bow to get, it really depends. If you really want to experience a longer draw, I will always go with the 71 inch. Simply makes more fun. It's for me easier to understand. The 68 is something, it's nice, it does everything. And if you're a smaller person or for a kid, fine. But I would always go for the 71, and I have this, you know, I can work on my longer draw. And as you see, even 36 inches would be no problem with this bow. No stacking, nothing, pretty good. String, sleeve, bow, 4 out of 10. The handling, these bows are very easy to string, so it's completely no problem. These bows are, I never did a wiggle test, stiff. And even when you look at this design, how fragile it looks, but these bows, look at this, you need to force them, so they are stiff. Easy to string, easy to manage, easy to, and they're straight, so 10. The build is, when I think about the first one, the first iteration of Hankyus, Sarmat Archery made, you can watch the video, I did it I think 4 years ago. And when you look at these ones now, they are sold all over the world. And when you see the price, we didn't talk about the price, it's unbelievable. This experience you get for this price is outstanding, and the build quality of all of them is simply amazing. And you can have them custom made, painted, and whatever you like. So simply talk to Sarmat Archery, they make a bow as you want it to be. And when you see the prices, the shorter one is $130 and this one is $140. $140 for a laminated, really nice performing 35-inch draw Hankyu, which looks pretty, which does everything. So, but build 10. The basic feel of this bow, the handle is just how it's supposed to be. I told you already how I hold the bow. You can hold it however you want, but this handle just feels perfect. 10. The draw experience is, as you could see, this bow does even 36 inches, so it's not, there is no end. And you don't, some people are afraid, look, that the string would come off. It's no problem. 10 for the draw. And shooting experience, these bows need a few shots obviously, but even with heavy arrows on 30 meters, after a few shots you get nice groups, so it's not a problem. Even if this, or for me, this bow is not made for shooting long distance. I will use this for my meditation practice, 8 meter 20, like Shihan Mato, kneeling, you shoot your 2 arrows in flow with your breathing and everything, and it's simply for me complete slowing down, shooting 2 arrows, and it takes how long it might take with all the form we apply to it. So we make it a bit more Kyoto than Shihan Mato, but it's still the distance of Shihan Mato, the target size is Shihan Mato, and the bows are out of this measurement triangle of Shihan Mato. So shooting experience 10 gives you a total of 56, and the price value is I mean $140, as I just said before. It's an insane price for a Hankyu. I mean, check first of all that you find a Hankyu in Japan, and then check the prices. You get maybe one of these fiberglass, I don't know, and then they cost $500-600. So for this price you get a really good looking, well performing bow where you can do your Japanese way of shooting, and I like this a lot. So thank you very much, Sarmat Archery, that you listened 4 or 5 years ago to start building Hankyus. I think you didn't even expect the outcome of it, but I told you it will be a success when you start building them, and now you see what you got. Very nice. So these are my Hankyus, and yeah, as said, I mean, for the price it's even no problem, because you still have shipping. You take 2, take a shorter one, take a longer one, or take one in a higher poundage, one in a lower poundage. Then you have the best of both worlds, and you can draw this one 35 inches and you get it in whatever 45 pounds, and you draw it 31 inches and you get different experiences. Directly order these really beautiful arrows. They cost almost nothing, I think $6-7, I forgot now. And they are, this bamboo is really nice, it's thin, it's straight, so this is, and even the nocks, look at them, they are, and the fletching, it's you know, it's how it's supposed to be. And then you're there, so simply get directly 1 or 2 of these bows, or check all the other reviews I did with the Jurchen, and you know, get a bunch of these bows. It makes sense, you save shipping costs, and these bows are not so expensive, and you can have a long time fun with it. Get arrows with it, and of course what you will get is a little string follow. Means when you unstring your bow, it will not go completely back to its position it came, so it always will have a slight memory effect, but it's not a big deal. It simply draws even smoother than, and then you see this, and it's I love them. That's for today. Thank you, Nikita, for building these pretty bows, and thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions or whatever, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Otherwise, give me thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me thumbs down twice, as usual. Works quite nice. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.